Hey everyone, and welcome back. Erica here with yet again another video. The female narcissist. Probably one of the biggest reasons why I don't carry a lot of female friends. And after learning more and more about them, I'm glad I kept it that way. Now, a female narcissist can be anyone that you know. It could be your relative, it could be your girlfriend, it could be your homegirl, it could be your colleague, it could be your daughter. It can be anyone that you know. All right, it doesn't just run with romantic relationships. But in this video, I'm going to give you general traits of a female narcissist and 5 signs that you've been dealing with one, you are dealing with one, or you have dealt with one. Now, the female narc, alongside the male malignant narc, is considered to be extremely dangerous. Okay, they are extremely cunning and conniving. Fellas, be very, very careful with females like this. But the 3 narcs of the female narcs that stood out to me were somatic, cerebral, and malignant. The somatic ones are the ones who live a life of luxury. Okay, they have to have that elite status. They're about expensive clothes, expensive wines, luxury vacations, finding guys with status that have money. The cerebral narc is the intelligent one. They use their achievements, they use their degrees to kind of, pose as high class, smarter than everyone type of personality. And then the malignant narc. The malignant female narc is the boundary twister. She doesn't mind sleeping with her friend's ex. Okay, she'll cross boundaries, she lacks empathy, she'll cheat on you. She's considered to be the fun and exciting female narc. Okay, she'll keep you on your toes, all right, whereas she'll keep you guessing all the time. These 3 different types of narcs, female narcs, you got to be careful about. And if some of you have run across them, or some of you are dealing with them, you really, really need to think twice before you get involved with them. All right, don't forget, these types of females don't have to be your romantic partners. These can be females that run in your family or even in your circle. So you better use discernment at all times. Now, the female narcissist is just as dangerous as her male counterpart. Okay, they're protected under the stereotype of being the gentle young girl, the maternal mother, the sweet grandmother. Okay, and even minimized by the archetype of being the catty best friend. Okay, no one would suspect this sweet, loving, humble, caring person to be cruel, vicious, and ruthless. No one suspects a loving mother would actually abandon, neglect, or even abuse their children. But what happens when that catty best friend that you've known in middle school decides to underhand you at work just to get up in the corporate ladder? Or when your malignant narc girlfriend decides to use her harem of admirers to terrorize you and try to spark jealousy? What happens with all of that? Now, female narcissists engage in relational aggression, which is harm done to sabotage relationships or someone's social status. That's why they get that whole mean girls streak. Usually it starts off at a young age. People eventually think they grow out of it. But the reality of it is, as they get older, it actually gets worse. And research has shown that adolescent teenage girls that engage in relational aggression tend to lack empathy and caring towards other people. It basically pushes them to engage in gossiping, exclusion, and sabotaging relationships with others. The problem is that the malignant female narcissist rarely grows out of that sense of entitlement. Okay, all they merely do is adapt to their changing environment. Female narcissists are self-absorbed, very vain, but they're also covert bullies, okay, who entraps their female friends, their relationships, and their family in their toxic webs. So now that we've gone over the little bit of history behind a female narcissist, I'm going to give you the 5 signs that you're dealing with a female narcissist. Sign number 1, She has a sadistic sense of pleasure at other people's pain. She enjoys putting people down. She'll throw covert jabs and then gleefully watch her victims as they're shocked and offended by it. She carries no empathy. So if you have a conversation with her, her responses are either going to be very shallow or she's going to throw cruel reprimands, invalidating your reality. She's ruthless in her ability to romanticize, devalue, and then discard her victims without a second thought. And since she can't maintain a healthy, emotionally fulfilled, stable relationship, she takes pleasure in sabotaging relationships as well as friendships, all for her entertainment. Sign number 2. She has a devoted sense of competitiveness due to her pathological envy and her need to be the center of attention. Now, a lot of the time, the female narcissist, you will see them with girlfriends. You'll see them with a lot of, female friends. But only female friends that she feels doesn't pose as a threat to her. So if it's a female that shows more success, looks-wise, personality-wise, anything that may take the attention off of her and put it to that friend has to be eliminated. See, what the female narcissist will do is she'll scope out her friends to determine who poses as a threat and who's a blind follower. And the ones who pose as threats, she will put them on a high pedestal to keep the appearance of the social circle, but eventually, she's just setting them up to fail. She'll sabotage friendships and relationships, stirring chaos within the social circle. So what the female narc will do is she will deplete the target of their resources. She'll use affiliation with the target to gain status and a form of superiority. But once she feels that she's done with it, that's when the devalue and the discard stage begins. Now in this phase is where she'll create rumors, smear campaigns, and even triangles, where she's releasing not only false, but humiliating information about the victim. She'll pit her friends against one another, making false claims that each other individual is gossiping about the next, when it's really her falsehood that she's giving to everyone that's creating the conflict within the circle. So everybody's fighting and arguing and running rampant with each other. She's sitting there feeling a sense of superiority. Now, you may be dealing with a female narcissist or a sociopath in your group if you let's just say you walk into a room and there's just an uncomfortable silence, okay? And people are just looking around at each other covertly. Usually the over-friendly one is the one who's talking crap about you behind your back, okay? Or say you entrusted someone with some deep, dark secrets, okay? This is what they do to gain your trust. They pretend to be your friend. They'll be nice to you. They'll idolize you. They'll do everything possible to get you to trust them. Next thing you know, a bunch of people in your group know all about your personal secrets. They know everything that you've told this person. And then to top it all off, you get devalued, you get discarded, and you get outcasted. Or if you notice your narc friend talking ill-mannered about other friends in a really condescending way, only to find them engaging with those same people in a friendly manner in public. This is what psychology calls duplicity, which is the ability to deceive. See, authentic people don't need to do that, okay? They'll just either cut ties or be direct with the individual before they actually have to go and bash people unnecessarily. It's not necessary. Sign number 4. She has an obsession with her appearance and a super high level of materialism and superficiality. The female narcissist fits the stereotype of femme fatale, which is a very attractive and seductive woman who is really here to create chaos in a man's life. Okay, female narcissists, they tend to use their appeal. They use their bodies, they use their looks to gain the upper hand in things, to gain superiority. They use what they have physically to lure you in, to draw you in. And once they have you, You have no idea what you are in store for. So be very careful, especially you guys. Be very careful with these types of females, okay? Their thing is dominance, and any other woman is nothing but competition to them. And sign number 5. She has blatant disregard for intimate relationships, including her own. The female narcissist does not care, okay? Because she uses her looks, her appeal. People are going to be attracted to her. I call them the bait takers. That's my personal opinion. They take the bait. They're the ones who, if given enough attention, are willing to cheat on their partners. They're willing to have a whole harem of admirers surrounding them, okay? And kind of a way to show their partner, well, you know, look at what it is that you have, that I have all these men that want me, okay? So you better be on your best behavior. That's how they are. These are the ones that don't even mind crossing the boundaries with their female friends, and that they may hit on their friends' boyfriends, they may hit on their partner's brother. I mean, it gets really bad with that. Female narcissists will attempt to seduce to get what it is she wants. If it means using sex, if it means using her body, whatever the case may be. But they get enraged and they get extremely envious as well as disappointed if their seduction does not work. So if you see through it and you're able to say, get the hell out of here with that. Granted, it'll piss her off. It really will. It may even put her on a vindictive streak. So you got to be careful with that too. But when they see that they failed in using the one thing that they have, that they've always used, they failed at it. Yeah, you really bruised their ego. Kudos. So guys, I do hope that this was a bit helpful and educational as possible, you know, and for anyone who has experienced a woman like this or women like this, I'm really sorry that you had to go through that, because I can't imagine being that kind of woman, let alone being around that kind of woman or dating that kind of woman. It's really horrible how the mind of a narcissist really is, you know. But, you know, guys, when you see a woman say they don't trust other women, we have valid and legitimate reason, okay? And just like we discern one another, you fellas better start discerning them too, okay? Not all of us are the same, because I'm a very empathic person, but at the end of the day, you got to use your intuition, all right? So I hope this helped. Until next time, namaste.